Okay, for all the creators out there, this is a huge one. It's a question that comes up all the time. You've got your email platform, maybe something like Convertkit, but is that really enough? Today we're diving into a big debate, Convertkit versus a new tool called MagnetKit. Are they actually competitors, or is something else going on here? Let's get into it.
You know the feeling, right? You're on this content treadmill. You pour your heart into amazing videos. You write these incredible articles. You record fantastic podcast episodes. And then, what happens? You get a nice spike of engagement for like 48 hours, and then poof, it's gone. If you feel like you're just creating stuff that disappears into the void, trust me, you are definitely not alone.
So to really get to the bottom of this, we're going to frame this whole explainer like a classic debate. In one corner, we've got the skeptic, who's thinking, hey, the tools we have are perfectly fine. And in the other corner, we've got the believer, who sees this critical, missing piece of the whole creator puzzle.
So let's kick things off with a perspective I think a lot of us share. This is the dilemma that really gets this whole conversation started.
And here it is, the skeptic's opening shot. And you know what? It's a totally fair point. We're all feeling a little bit of tool fatigue these days. Convertkit is an absolute powerhouse. So the question is a good one. What possible gap is there left to fill?
And the skeptic's got a strong case because, look at this. Convertkit gives you the entire infrastructure. You can build your landing pages, create your email forms, set up all these crazy automations and sequences, and of course, send your newsletters. It really is the engine that powers communication for so many creators.
But this is where the believer steps in and completely reframes the whole discussion. It's not about the tool itself. It's about what you put inside the tool. It's about the asset.
This right here, this slide really gets to the core of the believer's argument. Think about it. Convertkit gives you the pipes, the roads, the whole system, but it's an empty system. You still have to create the actual thing, the asset that makes people want to sign up in the first place. It gives you an empty funnel.
And this is the immediate comeback, isn't it? The skeptic would jump in and say, well, hold on, I can just make a PDF and upload it. And yeah, technically that's true. But let's be honest with ourselves and look at what that actually takes for a busy creator.
Right? The simple process. It's anything but. This does such a good job of showing all the hidden work. First, you have to actually write the whole thing. Then you have to jump over to another tool like Canva to make it look good. Then it's back to Convertkit to build the page. Then you have to wrestle with the tech to make sure the download link works. And then you have to write the entire follow-up email sequence. We're talking hours, maybe even days of work.
And that's the thing, that friction is an absolute killer. It's the real reason that most creators, even though we know we should be building our email list, never actually get around to shipping a lead magnet. The barrier to entry is just too darn high. So what happens? We go right back to the content treadmill, and that audience we worked so hard to attract just slips through our fingers.
And this is where the other side of this whole thing really comes into view. The whole idea behind a tool like MagnetKit isn't to replace your email provider. No. It's designed to solve that very specific workflow problem we just talked about. It's built to take content you've already created and spin it up into a complete lead capturing funnel, and to do it fast.
This is the fundamental mindset shift. It is not about generating some generic AI text. It's about taking your valuable content, that YouTube video you spent a week on, that blog post you poured your expertise into, and transforming it. You're turning something with a 48-hour shelf life into a permanent asset that works for you around the clock, building your most valuable asset, your email list.
Okay, so if MagnetKit is all about creating the asset, where does that leave a tool like Convertkit? Well, this brings us to a whole new way of looking at it. We started this off with versus, right? Like it's a competition. But what if that's the completely wrong way to think about it?
This comparison is just perfect. Think of Convertkit as your home base. It's the cozy living room where you build relationships and nurture your audience for the long haul. MagnetKit is the powerful, automated system that brings people to your front door. It creates the funnels that feed your home base. One builds the funnel, the other runs the community inside.
Let's put it even more simply. Convertkit is what happens after someone opts in. It's for emailing and managing the list you already have. MagnetKit is what creates that opt-in moment to begin with. It's for building the list. See, they work on two totally different sides of that subscribe button.
So who actually benefits from thinking this way and using a stack like this? Well, if you're a coach trying to sell a program, or a consultant who needs to book calls, if you're an educational YouTuber or a podcaster and you feel like your best stuff just vanishes, this is for you. It's for anyone who's tired of putting all their effort into a leaky bucket.
So what does this actually look like in practice when you put it all together? Let's map out what a complete winning funnel for a modern creator really looks like.
Here it is, the whole blueprint. Step 1 is what you already do. Create fantastic content. Step 2 is the new, absolutely crucial piece. You use a tool like Convertkit to build a fast, easy bridge from that content to an email subscriber. From there, you're in familiar territory. Step 3, you use Convertkit to nurture that relationship. And that, of course, leads to step 4, converting those subscribers into paying clients and customers.
This quote just hits so hard because it's so true. The real failure point for most of us isn't that we're lacking powerful email tools. Gosh, we have plenty of those. The real reason we fail to build a list is because of all the friction involved in creating the very thing that gets people to sign up. We fail because we never ship. So if you take just one thing away from our time together today, please let it be this. The answer probably isn't to burn yourself out creating more content. The answer is to build a better, faster, and more efficient bridge between the amazing content you are already making and the audience that you want to actually own.
And that really just leaves us with one final and I think critical question to ask yourself. Go ahead, take a look at the last, say, 10 pieces of content you created. Are they still working for you today, right now, building a real, tangible asset for your business? Or did they just disappear into the algorithm after 2 days? The answer to that question, well, it just might change everything for you.